All right. So, oh, wrong one. Go down. There we go. All right. That is not Christina or Tanner, crazy enough. At the top of your screen is good old Ethan Epstein. Ethab, apparently. Epstein. Get out of here. Alright. Alright, let's see. If I could learn to type today. And we're going to have on the right, veteran of the stream, Jesse Hill, playing, not Twin, but his modern special, Elves. So this is going to be a different match. We see another different deck, but we finally see a repeat. We see Twin, and it looks like they rolled 14 for Ethan. They're rolling 5d6s, which is a little weird, but hey, all it's about is figuring out who goes first. And it's not a good start from Jesse. Actually can't do it. Yeah, I just realized he was... No, he could have tied. Yes, we will be streaming tomorrow's IQ as long as everything ends up well. Like, I gotta make sure, but I believe that we've talked about it and it should be good. And a sideshow where we see who can throw trash magic commons at a target with the best accuracy. Well, if I can't enter said competition, I don't want to hold it. And I really would like to enter something like that because I like to throw magic cards and I like to throw them with accuracy. It's pretty fun. Granted, I'm not accurate all the time. A Flooded Strand into a Serum Vision is going to draw Ethan a card, and he's going to look at two, and it looks like one's a Lightning Bolt and the other is an Old School Terminate. Or that might be a Grim Lavamancer. It's one of the two. I assume it's a Bolt, though. Ethan's down to 19. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a blast. Starts off at noon, so if you're up and awake on an early Saturday morning in the middle of summer, give us a watch. We should be streaming all day. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. And of course, I'm going to be in this back room with Garrick, so you know that's fun. Ethan's going to play, I believe, Sulphur Falls. Yeah, Sulphur Falls comes down, and he's going to leave Lightning Bolt mana up with Spell Snare. I'm not sure what he could snare. I think that is a Spell Skite in Jesse's hand, but he might play it. Looks like Jesse's going to go into the maybe combat, and he's going to Lightning Bolt his Elf, or in his upkeep, or draw step. I'm not sure when. But Jesse's going to play a Razorverge Thicket. And a Spell Skite, which is going to eat a Spell Snare or not. He's just going to let that resolve. So a Bloodstained Mire comes down. And Jesse doesn't play a lot of 2-drop elves. So I'm not sure what the what else he will possibly hit with that Spell Snare in his hand. But he's going to play a Bloodstained and just pass it back. Jesse's going to think and draw for turn. And Horizon Canopy, I believe, was the draw, but an Forest comes down to an Elvish Visionary, which might eat a Spell Snare since he is definitely running out of targets for said spell. Yeah, Spell Snare is going to come down. Maybe he thinks it's more important to keep Jesse off the Elves than Spell Skite being in play. I'm not sure. He does have a Terminate for it, so it's not like it's an actual threat. It's just, yeah, he does have to use another spell on it instead of the 1/1 creature. So he's going to, I assume, fetch for a swamp. No, he's going to grab a Watery Graves, and he's going to eat 2 more down to 17. Oh, that's Jesse. Jesse is still at 20, actually. Ethan's at 17. I know Ethan has a Snapcaster in his hand, so he's going to pass. Jesse draws. Looks like he could play an Archdruid if he wants, but I think he's going to play a Horizon Canopy to lead with. I'm not sure if he'll crack the Canopy or not. I can't see the rest of his hand. Looks like there's an Archdruid, maybe a Visionary. Two's going to come through, knocking him down to 14 life. And Jesse's going to play a green spell to untap his Nettle Sentinel. Either way, the Sentinel will be untapped. Okay, that's going to resolve, and it looks like he's going to just play out maybe another Elvish Mystic. And keep the, I believe it's an Archdruid, and keep the Archdruid in his hand. Ethan's thinking, and he is going to Snapcast a Lightning Bolt on the Nettle Sentinel, or him? Nettle Sentinel. So Nettle Sentinel is going to, that does not go there. There you go. Nettle Sentinel is going to be dealt with, and Ethan's going to take a damage to fetch land out a, probably Steam Vents if I had to make a guess. Or maybe a Blood Crypt. Yeah, he's going to grab Blood Crypt, actually. Gives him access to a second black and a second red. Jesse's going to cut, and Ethan's going to knock the top of his deck. And draw. Looks like that was another Terminate, which is a pretty good draw if that's what that was. He's just going to pass it, though, I believe. I think... No, I guess it's still... Yeah, it's still wrong to attack with Snapcaster there. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know the best attacks in this game. So, Jesse's going to activate his Horizon Canopy to draw a card. Seems like that's a pretty good trade for Jesse, actually, instead of Ethan. Yeah, that was silly. I'm sure he's going to run out Elvish Archdruid this time. Yeah, Archdruid's going to come down, and Ethan wants to read it and make sure of things. Probably to see if he taps for each elf, etc. So, Ethan would go to 9 from a direct attack right now. He says that's going to resolve, I believe. Or maybe not. Alright. He's going to let that resolve, and then he's just going to bolt the Archdruid. Alright, so the Archdruid has been dealt with. Jesse is now thinking. I don't know what his other card in hand is, but he's going to get busy with the Elvish Mystics, and he's going to snap block one, going down to 12. And a Heritage Druid's going to come down. And it's going to eat a Remand. It's just going to cycle out a Remand. It looks like he drew a Snapcaster, so we have 12 to 20. He took one from that, going to 12. He's going to draw for turn. It looks like Olivia, but I don't think it was. That's what it looked like, though. I'm going to check his graveyard for a Snapcaster. He has Terminate, a Lightning Bolt, Serum Visions, and a Spell Snare. All pretty good, and Remand, of course. All great cards to cast with Snapcaster. Though I'm not... I don't think that he'll do it on a Remand. I'm not sure what he's doing. I assumed that he was going to hold up Snapcaster for a Terminate or something. Or maybe even a Lightning Bolt to the face at this point. But that was not the case. Jesse's already been able to handle a Snapcaster with his Mystic, so... I can't tell what the other card in Ethan's hand is. I only know the Snapcaster. He's going to pass back. And Jesse's going to untap and draw for turn with his fresh Elvish Mystic, ready to tap and attack or tap for mana. He has 2 cards to work with in hand. And this is game 1 of round 2. Heritage Druid coming down for Jesse. Ethan says that resolves. Colligan's command is going to come down. It's probably going to shock something and put a Snapcaster from his graveyard back in his hand. He's going to shock the the Heritage Druid. Forgot to mark the one from the the Elvish Mystic attack. Yeah, Colligan's definitely is in the graveyard. Paskin's is going to come from Ethan. Jesse's going to draw. It looks like a land and an Elvish Mystic, maybe? Or a Llanowar Elf. Llanowar Elf, okay. I think, unless if it's a collected company, you can attack, so it's a collected company. Which is a pretty awesome card for Jesse to draw. And especially if Ethan taps out. I can't imagine Ethan's going to tap out here. He did nothing with his elves. Yeah, he's just going to draw. Tasker's going to come down for Ethan. Ooh. Oh, he's missing a land. Yeah, Sulfur Falls. It's easy to fix. We all caught that. He's moving his playables to the top just to make things a little bit easier. Or actually, sorry, that's the exile pile. And he's going to get rid of Terminate, Spell Snare, and 3 lands. Yeah. So you can see his Colligan, Remand, Lightning Bolt, Serum Visions pile is his graveyard. Ethan is a longtime Dredge player, and granted that rule hasn't changed, I don't think yet, to where you have to keep your graveyard in the same location and consistent and basically stacked up. But when it does, he's probably not going to like that change very much. If it's in effect right now, I actually was unaware. I don't think it is, though. Llanowar Waste's going to come down for Jesse, and he's going to pass it back. He didn't have the collected company, it looks like.